to run this man. Never can you imagine the pain that I bring. If I say it, I'ma join in the streets of the thing. It's the K-I-N-G-N here, wildest man in the world, and I have no fear. I'm the mean and the mean, the nightmare dreams, the root of all evil. Weak fear me, yeah. Somebody go get their ass kicked. Somebody go get their wig split. Somebody go get their ass kicked.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for calling in tonight for the main event. You know who I am, the man who loves to piss you off more than anybody else on the planet, Doug Barrett. And joining me tonight, we got Captain Ron.
Yeah.
What's up, Ron?
It feels so good to grace WCC with the presence of, well, the second biggest asshole on the planet. I will be more than happy to take second chair to this one.
Well, I thank you for that. And also joining us tonight, I believe it's Red. And if I'm wrong, well, I'll take a drink of beer.
No, you wouldn't be wrong, sir. It is I.
Oh, shit. I was hoping he was wrong.
Well, I'm already drunk enough tonight, so we don't have to worry about it. Thank you for calling in tonight, Red. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, and we may have other guests later on in the show, but let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Let's start with that. The main event was Alberto Del Rio, a.k.a. EL.CIBERNETICO boy, taking on CM Punk. Well, how did you two feel about this match?
I think the match probably would have been better if they didn't make Alberto Del Rio seem like such a bitch. Plain and simple. He was 24 hours removed from winning back the World Heavyweight Championship, and of course he has to play that whole heel turn because of the fact that he kept kicking Dolph Ziggler in the fucking head. But at the same damn time, are you fucking serious? He calls himself the best. Then he has to face the man who pretty much has proven that he's the best in the world, and he goes running with his tail between his legs like a little itty-bitty burrito-covered chihuahua. Are you fucking serious right now? That's bullshit.
I'd like to send Ron a case of beer for that. That was great. Red, what about you, man?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Ron on this one. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I know that's what heels do when they get in trouble, but, man, he like you said, he was just won the championship back 24 hours before. Why have him running like a little old bitch?
I agree, and it's pretty sad when you make David Arquette more manlier than you were about the Del on Monday. But
ouch.
I think we all know what everyone wants to know what we think about. Brock Lesnar, a.k.a. the Incredible Hulk, came out and laid out CM Punk. The question is this: will we see this at Money in the Bank, or is WWE just trolling us till SummerSlam?
I think WWE is pretty much toying us till SummerSlam, mainly because if you look at the money-wise, Paul Heyman has been adamantly anal about how his guys don't fight for free. Well, the biggest whore of that little stable of his is Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar will go to the highest bidder, the top seller, the whole works, and he'll literally sit here and he'll smile about it while he's attempting his hardest to relive those glory days when Cain Velasquez wasn't bashing his brains in for him. But at the same time, this match is exactly what everybody has been waiting for. Quite simply, there is no question that everybody on this planet wants to see Brock Lesnar and CM Punk because Paul Heyman's been a genius when it comes to creating champions, proven by his history with Brock Lesnar, proven by his history with CM Punk, and once again proven by his now newfound history in the making with Curtis Axel.
Red? Right. It wouldn't make sense to have that match at Money in the Bank because it's Paul Heyman guy versus Paul Heyman guy, and that's a big marquee. That's something for SummerSlam.
And I agree with you guys as well. I firmly believe this is just pretty much WWE saying when we get to Money in the Bank, fuck you, Brock Lesnar ain't here. Instead, we're gonna have CM Punk versus Rob Van Bitch.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah, let's be honest, and I just want to say this for a minute before I think it's funny, when Bob was in TNA, all we did was cry how useless he was, which pretty much he was. What happens when he was announced he's coming to WWE? All those half of those exact fanboy stuff. Oh my God, he's coming back to WWE. This is so great, guys. If he was bad in TNA, what makes you fucking think he's going to be great in WWE? Get the rose-colored glasses the fuck off your face and think.
That's it. Well, the difference
They
is...
can't.
Oh, go ahead.
They can't because of one simple reason. Where is Money in the Bank taking place this year, boys?
Philadelphia.
Philly?
The birthplace of ECW. The place where Rob Van Dam made his history. The place where Rob Van Dam made a name for himself. The place that pretty much everybody in that place literally go ape shit. And that is the only reason WWE is pretty much doing it. Because honestly, it is smart this time. Because if they had Rob Van Dam show up at Payback, that would have been a letdown. But the fact that they're having him show up and pretty much the land where Extreme was born, with that rowdy, bloodthirsty crowd who's already pissed off that the Flyers didn't even make the fucking Stanley Cup playoffs, you can already picture in your head the magnitude of tickets that pretty much went on sale the minute that it was announced that Money in the Bank will be graced with the presence of former Money in the Bank winner, former ECW and WWE champion, the man who pretty much is the high-flying king of Extreme, Mr. Sunday night, Saturday night, Friday night, Sunday school guy, Rob Van Dam. It.
Right.
Red, you want to add anything else?
The thing is, with Rob Van Dam, there's a few ways they can go with Rob Van Dam. They could bring him in as a Heyman guy because, as we all know, he's a Heyman guy. He's ECW. And to go against Punk at Money in the Bank, another way they can go with him is, and if you don't remember, John Cena is the one who took the WWE strap for him before he left WWE the last time. They can renew that feud. So
all right, well,
we still don't know which way they're going to go with Rob Van Dam because there's like a few different ways you can go with him. I mean, he can win money. He can actually be in the Money in the Bank match, for money, for Rob's briefcase, and actually take it.
But the biggest problem with having him there was the way his contract is set up, because I think they were trying to avoid the same situation when it came to The Rock. Because The Rock pretty much had that movie pretty much coming up, and literally they were trying to scramble around, trying to figure out how they were going to play this whole what's going to happen when Rock has got to go to do another big Hollywood movie. Rob Van Dam is not doing a Hollywood movie, but his schedule is almost the same, almost identical to The Rock's. A few television appearances, some pay-per-view appearances, no actual live house shows. All he's pretty much there for is camera work.
All right, I do agree with that, and let's just hope and pray they don't have Rob Van Dam and Jack Swagger driving together. We're going to be smelling some Mary Jane.
Really?
Switching channels now to...
Before you switch, just bear this in mind. This Money in the Bank is in Philadelphia. Rob Van Dam is coming back. We still got to keep our fingers crossed and hope by the graces of the good wrestling gods up above, not you, JBL, sit your ass down, that... or by the graces of us, we do not see Sandman, Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, and all the other former alumnus of the ECW franchise popping up out of there, kind of like what Shane Douglas did a few months ago.
Wait a minute, Shane Douglas is still alive? That's a scary thought, isn't it, children?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? The only maybe the only other ECW guy I probably wouldn't mind seeing to get back in WWE, as he did come back last year for one match, is Tommy Dreamer.
Very true.
You know what, I agree with that. Tommy Dreamer is the only one I actually enjoyed watching in ECW besides Malenko, Eddie, and the person who will not be named at this time because I don't want to hear bitching.
You won't hear that bitching from me. You can mention Benoit.
Okay, I'm going to mention Chris Benoit. If you don't like me saying his name, I want you to stop that damn thing and go the fuck home and cry about it. moving on.
Okay.
Switching to, well, anything else we want to add about Raw before we switch?
Oh, just that whole Benoit comment. A few years ago, I made a long ass fucking show about the whole Chris Benoit thing, and it's time for people to get the fuck over it. I understand you guys are still a little anal, a little pissed off about what he did in his personal life, but personal and professional, regardless, he was still one of the best damn wrestlers on the face of the fucking planet. He earned those stripes. He earned his right to be called a bona fide Hall of Famer. So Vince, if you're listening, shut the fuck up and just put them in, and just don't tell anybody about it. Simple.
Mm-hmm. And to the IWC fans, don't try to erase history and say Steven Richards won at WrestleMania 20.
Go fuck your mother, IWC.
Well, one more thing, RVD, if you're listening to this, I'm hoping this is the case that when you were in TNA, that you just didn't really want to be there, and that's why you were lazy there, and that's not where you wanted to be, because we all know sometimes that's not where some of the wrestlers want to be, and they would rather be in WWE than there on the second-rate show. But when you come back, you better bring your fucking A game. You better bring what you used to do back in ECW. That's all I want from you.
Amen.
Amen, and we will see if that happens at Money in the Bank. But switching channels now to, I think it's on IO, so if you actually have it, which would be a miracle for anybody, we're talking about the main event now, and I'm just going to say it, if anybody didn't watch, this main event pissed me off for the sole reason of this. You had the Shield opening up the show, and the main event is a Divas match. I just want everyone to think about that for a minute. Minutes up, why the fuck would you open with the United States and Tag Team Champions and end with a pathetic Divas match? Guys, your thoughts?
Not only that, but it's who they had in the match. Caitlyn, yes. Oksana, fuck no.
How the hell is this crazy bitch still have a job? I know she's got that little body and everything, and everybody's all like, wow, yeah, oh, wow. That was the only reason that was to do this match is because they figured every guy was probably just going to go in the bathroom and masturbate after the show was over anyway.
That would be like, and the sad thing is, when it started, Miz, Cody, and Josh Matthews came out, so Mike Striker, that shows you how bad you are when you have to get Cody Rhodes and Miz to do your job. Just had to do it. Of course, if anybody wants to know the results from this one, Shield defeated the Usos and the Werewolf Boy from Twilight. Yes, Heather, I know you love him, but I don't give a shit. After that, it was Antonio Cesaro beating Sin Cara. Now, the surprising thing about this match was, I don't know if anybody remembers hearing it, they were chanting a lot of 619s at one point during the match. I know I heard a few of them. And apparently from inside information, a.k.a. shit I don't want to believe, Antonio Cesaro was trying to pull Sin Cara's mask off. I must have missed that part, or is that just them trying to blow smoke up our ass?
I didn't get to watch it, but I'll say they were probably just blowing smoke. Or maybe it actually was just because of the fact that since Cesaro is now aligned with Zeb Coulter while Swagger is handling his little 420 break down in Mississippi, they're going with the whole thing of because he did mention a couple of months ago during the build up for the Swagger Del Rio title match at WrestleMania about how the Mexicans are hiding behind masks. So maybe that's what they were trying to aim for.
All right, Red, I know you watch the main event like I do, so what's your opinion?
Man, like I said, that they shouldn't have ended that match the night with I hate Oksana's ring skills. She has none. She fucking sucks. And she must be sucking dick to keep job because, yeah, she got to be doing something to keep her job because she fucking sucks, like, really.
Yeah, my opinion on her, guys, she is the JTG of the Divas division.
Wow.
But as far as the Shield, the match with the Shield, man, that was a good match. I'm not gonna lie, with the Usos and that one, man, that Roman Reigns, it was like he knocked the shit out of one of them. I don't know which one of them it was, but it's like, God damn, this how you treat family? I hate to see how you treat other people.
Well, there's an old saying, families always do fight the best, and I will agree that Shield match was great, but it should have been the last match, not the Divas. And it's sad. We see a great Divas match on the pay-per-view, and then we go to probably the worst Divas match of Mankind's history. That's pretty much main event, guys.
I want to mention one more thing about the Sin Cara in the Antonio Cesaro match. Like I said it last week when they had their match before, this is what you get from Sin Cara when you actually put him with somebody that can actually wrestle, that can actually work, that can probably keep up with what he does. You give Sin Cara somebody good to work with, he will not botch.
Yeah, let's be honest. The only reason this dumbass didn't fucking botched on the main event was because he already botched when Kaplan had a wardrobe malfunction. That was because of him. Now that pathetic main event's over, let's switch channels to Spike TV and TNA Impact. That is right. This would be Red's main territory. So, Red, why don't you take it over for a minute?
The main event, the TNA main event. Oh man, we had it was pretty good. It was Jeff Hardy versus Bobby Roode in the main event match of the night, I should say. And it was a pretty good match. It was, as we know, it was the Battle for Glory series, and Hardy ends up picking up the win for 7 points over Roode. But in the main event slot, we had a confrontation between Bully Ray and Sting, and Bully Ray goes out to the ring and basically was saying, it doesn't matter who wins this Battle for Glory series. I'm the champ. You got to go through me, and you're not taking this from me. This belongs to me. But then he gets to the reason why he's out there. He wants to talk to Brooke, and he basically calls for Brooke to come out, but he doesn't get Brooke. Who he gets is Sting, which is, at first, the Main Event Mafia music started playing, a remix of the Main Event Mafia music. And Sting comes out to the ring, and he's like, tonight I'm going to get retribution on you. You know what I'm saying? I reached out to my family, to who I can, trust to have my back. And so then he proceeds to take off his jacket, take off his tie and coat and all that, and his shirt. And Bully Ray's like, "What you doing over there in the corner? What you doing? You don't want to do that. All I gotta do is snap my fingers, and my brothers will be out here." And so then he's like, snap his finger, aces and eights, come out. He does it a few more times. Then Sting directs his attention towards the Tron, and you see aces and eights laid out in the back. So then Sting and Bully Ray go at it a little bit, and then Bully Ray's trying to run away. While he's backing up the ramp, he catches a prize behind him, who we seen Sting talking to early in the night, which we didn't see who it was at first in the shadows. It turns out to be no other than original member of Main Event Mafia, Kurt Angle. And now we know that Kurt Angle is going to be a part of the Main Event Mafia.
All right. Well, Rob, let's hear you rage about this, because I'm sure you and me may see eye to eye on something.
I pretty much want to just get this out right now because it literally has pissed me off for about the past couple of months. I really want someone to just slap the shit. No, not even slap. Just knock the shit out of Taz. And in all fairness, knock him down and then beat him to a bloody fucking pulp. And then come back the next week and do it all over again. All that being said, I'm liking this angle that's going, but I think we actually talked about this before the show started. I really got this crazy feeling that since how, Scott Steiner has this total animosity towards Hulk Hogan, he's out. There's no way, I don't think there's really much of a chance of Steiner returning to the main event Mafia. Nash is pretty much still doing his Viagra, Rogaine, and Just for Men hair color commercials, so he's out. But what I do say is that Rampage Jackson could possibly become that guy. he could become that guy that becomes the new muscle of the main event mafia. And I think somebody's coming back to TNA just to sit here and make things interesting, just to shake it up a little bit more. I think, in all honesty, I would not be surprised to see the return, and I could be wrong, but I am really excited about it if it does indeed happen, the return of the King of the Mountain. I could see Jeff Jarrett literally putting everything aside just for that common purpose of putting Bully Ray and the Aces and Eights in his place, because this has been Jeff Jarrett's baby for a long time, and he's been gone for a while, and I'm pretty sure those chants are going to start showing up like there is no tomorrow.
All right. I'm going to talk about that one a bit. You said Rampage, and I like I said before the show, this is what people need to call in before the show, because that's where we talk about a lot of shit, too. I have Rampage going to main event, Aces and Eights, just because of the thing with Kurt Angle. But if he does go to main event Mafia, maybe TNA will do the smart thing and bring up King Mo, or whatever his name is, finally again, and he can become relevant again. And you said the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett. I could see that, but I'm going to throw this name out there. I think we'll see Raven come back and join the main event Mafia just to give him that hardcore edge, since, let's be honest, Aces and Eights is mostly a bunch of ECW guys. That's pretty much me on that one, guys. I could really care less about the Aces and Eights storyline at this point. It sure dragged out longer than NWO Hollywood. Red, go.
Let's see. You know, I would agree with Jeff Jarrett coming back and joining the main event Mafia. He's been, like I said, he's been gone for a little while in Mexico and AAA doing his thing. You know, who else they can get besides that? I don't know. I can see Doc turning his back on Aces and Eights, mainly because of the thing between him and Anderson. About him joining main event Mafia, that'll be, I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess because the name says it all, main event Mafia. You know, so you have to be a main eventer.
I agree. I mean, I think we can all agree the only way Doc would be in is if he were to leave Aces and Eights and Sting would want to use him like a pimp uses a hoe information. Yes, I'm with their children. I think that's it for TNA, guys. I think we can jump over to Sci-Fi Network and talk about SmackDown, all right? I think.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's talk about SmackDown, which was live. Well, not live, because we know that's full of shit. From Dayton, Ohio. So Ohio actually has something to cheer for till pretty much nothing, actually. It opened with Daniel Bryan coming out and talking on the mic and complaining about how Raw ended in his match. I'm going to be honest. I just feel I'm actually okay with that when they stopped the match because, and I know we had a lot of discussion about this on the Raw after show, you know, a lot of people upset to me. I have no problem with it. It makes the storyline and the character even more believable that they have to stop the match because he's a weak link, in my humble opinion. But anybody else want to add to what he said?
I think I don't want to add to pretty much anything he said, but I will say this: the push that Daniel Bryan is getting is flat out phenomenal. I think that they need to definitely capitalize on this situation with Daniel Bryan, because it kind of seems like basically he's not pulling any punches. He's going off on everybody, not just you know, Randy and Kane. He's going off on Triple H, pretty much, who is practically in all factuality his boss now. And that makes it even more interesting. But on top of all this, Daniel Bryan has probably been the most talked about, trending worldwide, Facebook get glue, touted SOB, MWE. I mean, with all due respect to what the Shield's been doing, of course, that's a great accomplishment for him. But what Daniel Bryan is doing, nobody can honestly deny, not even the Shield. If they put Daniel Bryan in a match one-on-one with any member of the Shield, I think Daniel Bryan can beat any member of the Shield right now.
You hear that, Heather? Fuck the Shield. I'm with Ron on this one. Red, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm loving what they're doing with their running. I love the push that they're giving him, and I think he's gonna reach that goal of becoming WWE champion. He's already been World Heavyweight champion. He's already been United States champion. So yeah, the next step for him is WWE champion.
Will that happen? We will see. Now, next, this is the part of the show, kids, where you cover your ears or you tell your parents to mute it for a while because I'm about to rage very fast. The next match is Sheamus versus Dash and Cody Rhodes. Not to tell what's more astonished, that the Lucky Charms son of a bitch won again and got to pull a Lucky Charms backstage, which they'll probably use for a fucking commercial, or the fact he actually knew a submission move and he won with the Clover Leaf. And what makes me even more sad is I'm sure Dean Malenko was like, that's not how you fucking do it, jackass. After the match, Damien Sandow beat that dumb, broke-ass Ronald McDonald dip-sucking wannabe up. Guys, please tell me you agree with me on this. Sheamus can just go to fucking hell.
I actually agree with it just because look how bad Sheamus has fallen. We're talking about a man who a year ago who pretty much spent the majority of 2012 as the World Heavyweight Champion. Only to sit here and lose this thing in probably the most bizarrest of fucking ways in a chairs match at TLC, getting smacked by a chair that pretty much looked like it was fitted for Medea, Mark Henry, and quite possibly my ex-wife. But in all fairness to Sheamus, they kind of look like they've ran out of stories for him. For him to basically sit here and go from being a World Heavyweight Champion to a small feud with Mark Henry, or should I say The Shield, then a small feud with Mark Henry, and on top of that, jobbing to the likes of Cody Rhodes and Damien Sandow. I'm sorry to sit here and disappoint everybody, but no matter how much you want the son of the common man to be a world champion, it probably is not going to happen in our lifetime. Probably won't even happen in Cody's mustache's lifetime. But that would make an interesting match. Title versus mustache. Any title that pretty much is going, because right now, since Cody's acting like a diva, put him in a Divas title match against AJ Lee. If he loses, he has to shave the stash.
Oh, God, Cody Rhodes could be the second man to win the Divas title. God help us all. Red, what do you think about Sheamus?
I do not like Sheamus.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I've always been vocal about Sheamus, and every time somebody misses Sheamus, this is my reaction. Man, fuck Sheamus.
Ladies and gentlemen, that just goes to prove that here on WCC we actually get along and actually think the same way. Once in a blue fucking moon. This will probably be
almost all of us.
Oh yeah, almost all of us. And for anyone out there who's listening and they love Sheamus, I want you to go to that stupid Sheamus doll they made, light it on fire, and then hug it again and burn, because you're stupid. Please send hate mail to me, because I don't care. Yes, I had to do it. Next, and I don't even want to spend time on it, because to me it was probably the worst match of SmackDown. Curtis Axel defeated Wade Barrett. You guys know how I feel about this. I love Axel, but if you had him lose to Barrett, come the fuck on. Any comments?
I couldn't reach my toilet in time. I wanted to basically flush this match down the crapper. What I will say about this is that obviously Triple H is feeling good about the young talent in WWE enough to sit here and actually say, hey, you know what? I want to make the young talent the champs. With the exception, I think pretty much, let's see, we've had the Shield, who's been here for about a little over a year, and they've been flat out dangerous. They've lived up to their hype. Curtis Axel has been here for a few weeks, and he's already Intercontinental Champion. Probably, I'd say the only superstar probably had a faster rise than him, and yes, Doug, you will probably hate this, is Sheamus, when Sheamus became WWE Champion. But pride comes before a fall. Wade Barrett has fallen badly. This was a guy who pretty much many people tooted was going to be the next WWE or World Heavyweight Champion. And if he wasn't running off, sitting here doing little one-line movies with the likes of Colin Farrell and Terrence Howard, he probably would be world champion right now. But instead, he wants to sit here and just continue being the quintessential jackass that he has been. I'm not surprised that he lost this match tonight. I'm not surprised that he lost at Payback. We already knew that there was going to be a new IC champion crowned. We just didn't know for sure who was actually going to be gracious enough to hold up such a prestigious prize. Perfect that Curtis Axel was the guy that does it, and I'm really going to be interested in how Fandango feels about the fact that his spot was taken by the man who would later on that night become the IC champion. I'm really curious on what Fandango is going to say when he actually gets back. Is this basically going to be the infamous turn, or is this going to be two heels beating the shit out of each other? And you just never know.
As long as it doesn't end at a dance-off, I'll be happy. Now, Red, before we get to you, Red, who came into the room? I know I heard somebody come in. Oh, I guess not. Red, go. How do you feel about Curtis Axel and Wade Barrett?
It was a clusterfuck match.
I also wanted to say hi to everybody. Can you help me over this?
That's pretty much goes saying.
I'm sorry, but those two just don't have good chemistry together. It's just wrestlers. When you put them together, they don't have good chemistry together. That's just like when Dean Ambrose was going up against Kane. It was two clusterfuck matches because those two just didn't click together.
And I do agree with that. And please, WCC fans, before we continue, please support your local independent wrestling organization, because if you don't, well, how will we know who the future stars of our business will be? Now, I forgot to mention this before the Axel and Wade Barrett clusterfuck of the match of history. They aired a Brian Watt Tom, or the Watt family, whatever you want to call them. Now, I'm just going to say, spoiler warning for people who actually watch NXT, if you can actually find it. They lost the tag team belt. So the question is, when are they coming up? Guys, take it away.
The Wyatt family, I'm hoping they come up with probably, I'm hoping probably before Money in the Bank or right after Money in the Bank.
All right, not Red, Rob. I'm drunk.
Well, I'm pretty much about 3 sheets to the wind, too, so hey, we'll call it even. In regards to the Wyatts, there is only one way to work this one. They show up at Money in the Bank, but they do nothing. Pretty much the Shield will have their matches, and then, they'll stand in that ring and look all dominant, like they're the most dominant ones, and then all of a sudden, this twisted, dark, strange aura just fills the arena. And, of course, the crowd is going to be pretty much, I already feel the crowd is going to chant the Wyatts. It's just without question. They're going to literally be calling for them. But when it sits there and it boils down to it, this is going to be extremely fun. At Money in the Bank, the Wyatts just literally sends a message straight to the three men who've literally been all about justice, justice, justice. The Wyatts are coming, and I think it's going to happen at Money in the Bank, or is it going to send the next one last video, but it's going to be directed straight to the Shield, and it's going to hit the fan. The Shield's literally going to find themselves in a position that they are not used to.
All right, in my opinion on this, it's going to be the Justice League represented by the Shield taking on the Legion of Doom represented by the Watt family. Moving on, and before I even continue, this following message is to Lance Storm, because I know he was probably pissed. AJ Lee, the new Divas champion, defeated Natalya, and I'm sure Lance Storm was crying, going, well, this ain't fair, why are they not pushing Natalya? She's got so much talent. Lance Storm, you, more than anybody should know, talent don't mean squat if you're either A, suck on the mic, B, are not willing to kiss somebody's ass, or C, don't connect with the fans. And yes, I do this fight for Natalya, and I'm sure Dooley's probably crying and using tissues right now. Dooley, pull your pants up. AJ deserved to win this match. She is the Divas champion. All you Natalya fans can fucking stick it. How do you two feel about that Divas match?
Well, you know what? I can't say the same thing. The thing I can say about it, I love you, AJ. Thank you for giving me my points tonight. In the case y'all wonder what I'm talking about, it's the WCC's Fantasy League, and to check us out, come on over to Facebook and check us out at facebook.com/group/Wrestling Commentary Central.
Thank you, Ed, and I will please check us out because we actually know how to do Fantasy League because we have a brain unlike other wrestling groups. And just like you, Ed, I also have AJ on my team, so we both got some points, so cheers on that. Now, after that, we had probably, well, I know El probably enjoyed it if he's watched it, a Butcher W taking on Chris Jericho. Now, I can't tell who won this match, so somebody's going to be either losing points or no points. It ended with Ricardo interfering in Ziggler. So, yeah, could have been better, but...
My thing about that was Ricardo interfered first, so that win should have went to Jericho.
All right, and Ron, if you're still here.
I didn't get that one at all.
Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't get the ending. The ending confused me. So I'm with you.
I was kind of thinking in my head that they would just do a lot better with these endings with basically two very submission-induced guys. But apparently they're just out to basically try to push up this concept of Dolph Ziggler as a face, which is pretty much what is on the horizon. We all know it. We all know it. It's almost pretty shitty that us and WCC can see what's coming, but yet the WWE Universe is like, oh my God, when the hell did that happen? Come the fuck on, people. Get with the program.
Yeah, we got to remember, though, some fans are stupid.
Yeah, like Iceman.
Ooh, let's not even start on that. That's a totally different show for another night.
Wow.
And no, ladies and gentlemen, he's not talking about Dean Malenko.
No, and we're not talking about Sub-Zero either, just in case anybody thought of that. That's WCC Brawl, which we'll get to later on. Next, now, before we talk about the match, they announced Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton will be the main event. Whoopity-doo that fucking day, because we all know how I feel about Orton. But Mr. CC himself is back on SmackDown. Captain Charisma, Christian, took on Drew McIntyre. So it was Guns N' Roses taking on Poison. Yeah, I have no problem making that joke. Christian would win the match with the kill switch. After the match, though, Heather dropped her pants because the Shield came out and gave him some justice. This just shows blame Canada for everything. Guys, what did you think about the match?
We pretty much know when 3MB is coming out there, it's pretty much going to be them jobbing.
Oh, God. Let's not have 3MB versus the shit. That'd be as bad as CM3 taking on anybody. And Ron?
I actually feel, I was going to say almost, but now I officially feel bad for 3MB. Just because of the fact that they have literally been getting their asses kicked for months, and no one's been able to, sit here and decipher, obviously, Daniel Bryan, Orton, and Kane decipher the Shield code. But, man, tell me you do not feel bad for 3MB. They're just trying to sit here and just live out their dream, and they're sitting here now nothing more than just the punching bags for everybody else.
Just
honestly,
like 3 count was.
Do I feel bad for them? Hell no, because they're getting paid to lose. Fuck them.
Yeah, I'm with Red on this one. I'm sure anybody and I'm sure Quang would agree with this. Hello, Quang. There's your shout-out for the week. Yeah, he'd probably say if I was getting paid that much to job, I would do it with a fucking smile. And I agree. It sucks because I like Drew McIntyre and I like Heath Slater, but can somebody send the Iron Sheik ripoff back to India, please?
Man, I can't stand that fucking Jinder Mahal. I don't even see how he still has a job. He must be sucking dick, too.
Yeah, although she's been brave enough to fuck Linda McMahon. Any comment, Rob?
That's gross. I don't even think Vince fucks Linda anymore.
I don't think anybody does. After that, they show Brock Lesnar confronting CM Punk. We already talked about that. But after that, Paul Heyman is shown on the Titantron, Yippee-Doo.A, being interviewed by some woman with boobs. So, yeah, I was distracted about CM Punk, so who cares?
Renee Young.
Again, like I said, just a woman with boobs. I'm sure I just offended half all audience. I don't care. Main event 10, Daniel Bryan taking on Randy Orton. And if you thought the ending on Raw was controversial, this match would end by countout with Daniel Bryan winning. Are they just doing this to continue the point where Daniel Bryan is a weak link, or is this Triple H pretty much saying, Daniel Bryan, fuck you?
I don't know. The ending stunk. But you know what? I had to agree with Daniel Bryan. He wasn't accepting no win by count out. He wanted them to restart the match. And I'm like, oh, really? This is how you go off the air? Fucking really?
Ron?
I think I'm pretty much in agreement on it. I think you would want a match like this just on principle. I mean, come on. I mean, you obviously got these guys literally beating the shit out of each other to try to continue this onslaught of Daniel Bryan being the weakest link, and he blames Orton, he blames Kane. I mean, just go ahead and just let this shit happen. Make it a triple threat match, but don't do it on a pay-per-view just on the very fact that, well, it would just not be pay-per-view worthy. Do it on Raw or SmackDown so that basically these guys can do what they do best, put on one hell of a show, and then when it's all said and done, of course, the Shield will probably come out and try to mess with them. Daniel Bryan literally saves Orton and Kane, proving that he's not the weakest link, that they are, which they'll take personal.
And I do agree with that. Hopefully they do not make us buy the pay-per-view to see the next match for Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton. That would be pretty sad, but it is WWE, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Speaking of Money in the Bank, because, well, that will be here very soon before we can even blink, we kind of already know at least one title match. John Cena taking on the man who fooled us all this week, Mark Henry. Does Mark Henry finally become the first black champion? Yes or no, guys?
No.
Explain.
I can't say yes or no. I'm just going to say I hope so. He deserves it.
Well, of course everybody hopes so, but the problem is that for this to happen, Vince McMahon literally had to go back off his crazy rocker again. We all know what happened the last time he went off that, when he jumped onto that crazy train. It was like really spasmodic, talking weird, crazy jargon, and pretty much almost got killed in a damn limo. But when it comes down to it, they're trying to find someone who's going to be able to replace John Cena. So if in the event, this is one thing that Mark Henry will be good at as far as basically Money in the Bank goes. He'll be able to hurt Cena enough for somebody to come cash that Money in the Bank briefcase in before the show's over and become the new WWE champion.
And I'm just going to clarify to save my ass on this. Mark Henry become the full black WWE champion because, of course, Ron Simmons was first black world champion and Rock is half black and half Samoan. So take that as you will. I do hope Mark Henry wins just because of the fact he is a monster heel. Del Rio to me, yes, Del Rio is a heel. I just don't believe him as much as I would believe Henry on that. Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight?
Oh, you already know what we want to talk about.
And that would be?
Tuesday night in Detroit Rock City.
Yes, Tuesday for our show, Ron. In case you guys are wondering, many of us here at WCC do WCC Brawl, which, if you don't know what that is, pretty much like fantasy football, just take the football and replace it with wrestling. Now, of course, Ron, who are you facing this Tuesday?
My character is facing the Iceman, the Canadian Iceman, no less. The man who claims that he got screwed out of a championship, and on top of all that, has been looking over everybody and says that he deserves to be the number one contender.
Now, Iceman would normally be here, but it's Iceman. He's with Neil Patrick Harris right now. Red, what would you be doing on Tuesday night?
Well, right now, my character is out on injury.
Ooh. I'll send him a case of beer because, as you guys know who have been listening this week, I am your current WCC Board Champion. And, yeah, so if you think I'm pissing people off here, you should come to WCC Boy and see how much I'm pissing off them as well. Of course, please call into our other shows that we have Monday night. We have the Raw After Show, which you can call in right after Raw goes off the air. 30 minutes Raw goes off the air. Of course, Overload on Tuesday nights. Wednesday nights, I believe it's Ring Walkers with Rock and Reese, and we talk about almost everything, I think. This week will be the Independent show, so, yeah, all you Independent fans, please come out, and we have sex battles after that. Somebody will be trying to get the number one spot back again. And, Red, where can we find you Thursday night?
Thursday night, you can find me here on Thursday nights, right? 30 minutes right after Impact at T&A Recipe. Me with my co-host, Anthony Super Golden Chris Cox.
All right. Anywhere else we can find you at excluding WCC?
You can also find me on Twitter at RedDun81. It's REDDON81. Find me on Facebook, my like page on Facebook. You can also look up my official Facebook too. Is Big Red or Big Brian Jones Red. Also find my group's like page on Facebook, Men of Passion.
All right. And Captain Ron, where can we find you when you're not joining us here on WCC?
Everybody can pretty much find me on Facebook at facebook.com/captain.ron.johnson. They can also find me on my own personal sports page, which will be The Last Call presented by Bleacher Brothers, facebook.com/BleacherBrosTLC. If you're lucky enough, you can hunt me down on Twitter at twitter.com/ it will either be Omega King or Captain Rom, whichever one. Basically, you can sit here and try to hunt down. Good luck with that, because I am an enigma now. And of course, you can always find me on Get Glue, Touts. Look for the Omegas, look for the Captains. You're basically rest assured to find there. And I also have a page on YouTube, which I will be putting on to make sure, because quite frankly, I'm so goddamn hammered right now that I can't remember what my YouTube page is, but most likely, in all fairness, if you visited WCC or even my own personal page, you already know where to find me.
And ladies and gentlemen, when Ron is more drunk than me, you know it's been a real night. And you can, of course, find me, the man who loves to piss you off more than God himself, Doug Barrett, on YouTube at Doug Barrett 619 Part 2, where I tell you about everything humanly possible, excluding golf, because it's not a sport. And, of course, you can find me on my personal Facebook page just by looking for Deadpool. And by the way, if you want to know how you can call and join us and join the conversation and tell me why I'm a big jackass, all you have to do is pick up your phone and call 760-569-7676. Access code 200-446-pound, ladies and gentlemen. It's that easy.